Hey, what's up, guys? It's your man Noah G, and today I kind of want to just take a few minutes just to vent and kind of rant, I guess, about my frustrations with the state of single-player games as of right now. I'm not sure if you heard earlier this week, but EA shut down Visceral Games, who made games like they made Battlefield Hardline, but they also are very well known for Dead Space 1, 2, and 3. Now, if you didn't know, they were working with Amy Hennig, one of the writers and directors of Uncharted, and they were creating a single-player story-focused action-adventure game set in the Star Wars universe. You know, EA was all about this in 2014 when they announced they were super excited about this. Unfortunately, though, earlier this week we found out that EA completely shut down Visceral Games, and they said that they're going to relocate some of the employees to other EA studios, but they also said that they didn't really want to pursue the single-player type of game that they originally were working on, and they want to create something new. And then EA's Patrick Sutherland, who I'm pretty sure I butchered his last name, came out and said in a blog post that, and I quote, "Our Visceral Studio has been developing an action-adventure title set in the Star Wars universe. In its current form, it was shaping up to be a story-based linear adventure game. And throughout the development process, we have been testing the game concept with players, listening to their feedback about what and how they want to play, and closely tracking the fundamental shifts in the marketplace." Now, that alone already rubs me the wrong way. It was shaping up to be a story-based linear adventure game. That is not only what I wanted, but it's what millions of people probably want. In all honesty, when they came out with Battlefront bombed. Okay, it had no modes, it had no campaign, and people were upset at the fact that they weren't getting a proper Star Wars story, if you will. But this is the part that really grinds my fucking gears. It's that you brought on Amy Hennig. Amy Hennig, guys, one of the best writers in the gaming industry right now. She wrote Uncharted 1, 2, and 3. She's responsible for writing one of the greatest franchises in gaming history. She created great characters like Nathan, Sully, Elena, people that are characters that we love. And you're surprised that she was creating a single-player focused linear game like she's done in the past? What the hell? And not to mention the unbelievable amount of hype there was when people EA announced that they were going to make a single-player story that was going to be written by Amy Hennig. People were freaking out. They're like, oh, it's going to be an Uncharted in space. And that's what we all wanted, honestly. Just an Uncharted game in space. It's like when we first saw Star Wars 1313, and we were super stoked for that. But guess what? We didn't get Star Wars 13, and now we're not going to get this unannounced Star Wars project that was led by Amy Hennig. Then EA gave a second update to what was happening. Patrick Sutherland came out again and said, and I quote, "Throughout the development process, we have been testing the game concept with players, listening to the feedback about what and how they want to play, and closely tracking fundamental shifts in the marketplace." He went on to say that it has become clear that to deliver an experience that players will want to come back to and enjoy for a long time, we need to pivot the design. We will maintain the stunning visuals and authenticity in the Star Wars universe and focus on bringing the Star Wars story to life. Importantly, we are shifting the game to be a broader experience that allows for more player agency and more variety, leaning into the capabilities of our Frostbite engine and reimagining central elements of the game to give players a Star Wars adventure of greater depth and breadth to explore. Why not just be straight up and say you want a Destiny game? That's literally what you're saying. You want a games as a service model that's been on the rise, or technically it has been on the rise for the past 2 years. You want a Rainbow Six Siege, you want an Overwatch, you want a Call of Duty, you want a For Honor, whatever the game might be. But you're looking at this as a games as a service. You're looking about what's going to make you more money in the long run, and I get it, you're a business. But you also have to think about the fact that your fans are thirsty for content that's revolving about great stories in the Star Wars universe that are single player focused. Because I don't know about you guys, I don't always like to play multiplayer games. In fact, I prefer single player games because I love good stories, I love great gameplay, I love experiences that only happen to me. And just to hear all this, just to hear that they're going to pivot the design, really just frustrates me. What's worse is that I feel they had no faith in the game. And I don't mean that oh, that's not going to sell. Trust me, this game would have sold a bunch of copies, but it wasn't going to sell enough copies to make EA happy. In addition, it wouldn't make them enough money in the long run to call it a fruitful endeavor. This makes it seem like they don't value single-player content or single-player driven stories. And it makes me so mad. I mean, I don't want to say frustrated because I already feel like I'm frustrated, but it just makes me so mad. They don't see how important it is to cater to single-player only players, or single-player only gamers, I should say. Now, when I mentioned Battlefront earlier, I was talking about how people were pissed that it was only multiplayer focused and had no campaign to it or barely any modes, right? Well, when they came out with Battlefront 2, they're like, hey guys, we heard your concerns. We're going to make a campaign for Battlefront 2. Don't worry. And from what I've read and heard all over the forums, if you will, people are more excited for this freaking campaign in Battlefront 2 than they are for the multiplayer. And that should be a clear indication that they made a wrong move just by canceling this game. Now, if the game was behind on milestones or whatever, they should have given them at least a few more months to see if they could catch up to their timeline and really flesh out a single player game. I know why I'm so mad. I know. I said it earlier, I'm a single player focused kind of guy. I would much rather play a great campaign, hell, an amazing campaign once, than play a mediocre multiplayer experience over and over again. And I'm gonna keep it 100. My favorite memories have all been single player focused. In my entire gaming history, I should say, all my favorite moments that I can think of off the top of my head are single player focused. Whether it be from Uncharted, whether it be from Metal Gear, whether it be from Bioshock, whatever the game might be, they're always single player focused. And it's because these narratives resonate with you or you connect with it in a way that multiplayer games can't. I see video games as a storytelling medium, okay? And I know a lot of other people feel that way as well. To me, the best stories, my favorite stories that I have encountered, whether it be through books, movies, TV shows, games, have all come from video games. And it's because of the fact that you're in control of your actions, or you're in control of the actions within the world that you inhabit. You're actually a part of the narrative. You're not just along for the ride. And I feel that video games are truly special because of that. At the end of the day, I'm scared that developers will stop taking chances with single-player games. That's not what I want. I want to continue getting great stories and narratives. I want stories being told to me. I don't want to just play deathmatch after deathmatch after capture the flag game after capture the flag game, whatever the game might be. I want to have stories that are catered to me as a person, catered to me as an individual who enjoys great narratives. And that's everything I got today, guys. Thank you for just letting me vent, letting me rant, whatever it may be. Thank you for just letting me get out what was like clogging my chest, because I really think this is an important issue that we need to take a look at. That single player games are valuable, that they are important in the video game industry. But let me know in the comments below what you think of this whole EA Visceral debacle, all these shenanigans going on with single player games. Let me know how you feel about single player games. Do you like single player games more? Do you like multiplayer games more? How do you feel about what EA did? Do you think it was fair? Whatever it may be, leave a comment down below and we'll have a discussion, we'll have a conversation about it. Like the video, share the video, and always, guys, subscribe if you guys will. My name's Noah G, and good vibes.